Hi, this is Robin, and in this video we're looking at straight arm inverts. I'll show you what they look like on both silks and hoop, and you can also do these on most aerial apparatus including rope and trapeze. I'll then talk you through how to do the move, including what muscles you need to engage and the movement you need to do, and then I'll give you some prep exercises and drills so you can practice if you're not quite there yet. As I said in the written part of this guide, most aerialists find straight arm inverts quite a challenge. That is because to do these, you need to push down rather than pull up, which is a movement that we don't generally do in aerial, which means we're using muscles that we don't generally use. For a straight arm invert, you start with your arms straight above your head. You then lift your core up and push down with your arms to close the gap between your body and your arms. It's helpful to do this with no equipment so you understand what movement you're asking your body to make. Start by standing with your arms straight above your head, then keep your arms straight and lower your arms down. As you lower them down, imagine you're pushing them down through water to engage your lat muscles, which are on your back just underneath your armpits, and your triceps on the back of your arm. Pushing down against something as you do this can be helpful as it will create resistance against the muscles you're trying to engage. Now that you understand the movement, you can try a straight arm invert. Start by holding onto your apparatus with your hands roughly shoulder width apart, arms straight, and keep your shoulders engaged. We will do bent knee first as this is easier. Tuck your tailbone under to engage your core, bend your knees up towards your armpits. As your knees are coming up towards your armpits, push your hips up and push down with your arms to close the gap between your hips and your arms. If you look at my lats muscle here, you can clearly see how much I'm pushing down with my arms. Continue pushing up with your hips and down with your arms until your hips come up to your hands, straighten your back, and you are now in a straddle. To exit, we will simply reverse it. Start to lower your hips down, keep your lats, arms and shoulders engaged so you don't flop down. As your hips are lowering down, bend your knees back into your armpits and then continue lowering. Keep your core engaged so your legs don't flop down until you are down and you are straight. And here I will demo it on silks so you can see that the movement is the same. You'll need to do a little climb so you can hang with straight arms and straight legs and not have your feet on the floor. Make sure you keep your shoulders engaged throughout the exercise to protect your shoulders from injury. Pull your shoulders back and down to engage them so your shoulders aren't up near your ears. In this clip, you can see how my shoulders are staying away from my ears as I'm going up and as I'm coming back down. If you can't quite get the straight arm invert, then these are some exercises you can do to help build up the strength and muscle awareness to help you achieve it. The first one is to invert into a straddle using bent arms. Then lower down with straight or bent legs with straight arms as controlled as you can. Really focus on keeping your lats and your core engaged so you don't flop down. For this next exercise, we're going to focus on going up. Start by sitting on a stability ball. Starting from sitting instead of standing, your legs have less distance to travel, which means it should be easier. Hold on to your apparatus with your arms straight above your head and engage your shoulders. From sitting, tuck your tailbone under to engage your core and keep your knees bent in front of you. And tuck your knees up to your armpits, lift your hips up and push down with your arms to come up into a straddle. Then keep your lats, core and shoulders engaged as you lower down, and hopefully your stability ball hasn't rolled too far away. Once you can do this with bent legs, you can then progress to straight legs. Simply straighten your legs into a straddle first, then lift up as you would with bent legs. You can also lower down with straight legs. The last exercise is what I call hip lowers. Start by going into a straddle position. Then, keeping your arms straight, lower your hips until your back is parallel to the floor, then lift back up into a straddle. Really focus on pushing down with your arms to stop your hips dropping down too far and to get your hips back up again. You can also do this on the silks. And there we had the straight arm invert. It is a really tough one, so I really hope you found that useful.